So I finished watching the first season of, let me read the title because it's really long. The Ossan Newbie Adventurer, trained to death by the most powerful party, became invincible. Now this anime does something that I Parry Everything did not do, because this anime first started off with Rick Gladiator, I think is how to say it, but wiki it's Rick Gladiator. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Rick Gladiator, I don't know. But at this point, he is a 30-year-old man. He wants to become an adventurer, so he quits his job as a clerk desk person of the Adventurers Guild to become an adventurer himself. But at that age, you're considered too old and you don't have the magical training to be able to take on becoming an adventurer. But little do they know is that he was trained by Orichalcum Fist, who is like the strongest S-rank party in the Adventurers Guild. Specifically, he was trained by Broston, who is this big orc guy, and every time Rick would die during training, Broston would just literally revive him. And of course, he got other training from like Mizette, Renette, what's that, Alisaret? Yeah, the child vampire. But he gets training from these guys, and he's actually really strong. But he doesn't know his own strength, because this whole time he was just training and always going against Broston and the Orichalcum Fist. Later on, realizing during his test taking and him going through these situations, he realizes himself that he's actually strong, which for some reason a lot of like I call it the misunderstanding anime tend to miss out on. I'm also rewatching Suppose a Kid from the Last Dungeon. Boonies goes to a starter town or whatever, and even then Lloyd was like unaware of his strength. But for some reason that anime was so enjoyable because it was only Lloyd with that misunderstanding. Everyone else is like, come on man, they're trying to point it out to him. I think he started to get his own strength, but the mere fact that everyone else around him kind of like had that common sense. When it came to I Parry Everything, misunderstandings everywhere, every goddamn single character, and it sucks because I like praised that anime because I enjoyed it, especially when it came to fighting the dragon. And then after that, the misunderstandings became just too unbearable, and I haven't watched it since like, I don't know, like the episode after like he was taking down that kingdom that was trying to invade. Now back to Ossan Newbie Adventurer. It gives a lot of hope for us 30-plus-year-old guys that are just like, man, yes, if he could do it, I could do it as well. And it's honestly, the anime was really enjoyable. There's a lot of emotions that build up, especially in the most recent last episode, where he actually goes hand-to-hand combat with Broston during this tournament arc where they're collecting these gemstones to be able to encounter this being, this creature, monster, I don't remember what it is, but the whole purpose of Orichalcum Fist, which is the group that trained Rick and is also Rick's party that he's a part of, their whole purpose is to fighting the strongest thing that is only supposed to be a fairy tale, but they believe it to be true, which I think it's going to be true because they're fighting all these gemstones that lead to it. So one of the things that they had to do is they had to enter this fighting tournament, and the winner's belt, it was like a wrestling belt, had the gem that they needed. And of course in the finale it was Broston versus Rick, and it was just, oh, it was so epic. It was so good. And you know, the emotions of them fighting, there's a lot of like with the quarter thumbs up type of thing, Broston's backstory, and I feel like what we're going to get with each character is we're going to get their own little backstory when it comes to Renette, who is like, I think it's going to be Rick's love interest, which is like this maid, this really strong dark elf, the Alisaret, like the vampire in Mizette, I think that's his name. We got like a character that hated Rick before because she's like, oh, this is just this old man, but ends up respecting him. The opening song was a little bit weird for me when I first heard it. I thought it was freaking hilarious, but all in all, like, I feel like this anime surprised the hell out of me, because at first I was like, oh, is this just going to be another anime that is gonna have like just a bunch of misunderstandings? And though there are misunderstandings here and there, it's still really enjoyable. Like the story grows, like the character actually grows and understands himself more, and each character has that understanding and self-awareness, unlike Nor from I Parry Everything. Which is so sad because I really like that anime and it just went, yeah, but then a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people were in the fence about this anime at first because they weren't too sure what direction it was going to take, but it ended up being really good, and I enjoyed this whole season. The whole 12 episodes was really enjoyable. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about Ossan Newbie Adventurer, or it's supposed to be like Old Man Newbie Adventure, which sucks because does that make me Ossan? Does that make me Unk?